Welcome to this deep dive. We take your source material, unpack it, and really look for those interesting insights.
Exactly.
And today, our mission is all about this document you've shared on Karl Hopf. We want to understand his story, the crimes, the context.
And what makes his case stand out based just on this source material?
Right. It gives a concise overview, doesn't it?
Yeah.
German serial killer, early 20th century, life, crimes, investigation, trial.
Yeah.
It's all in there.
It really is. And it sets up this striking contrast between his public life and, well, what was hidden.
Okay, let's get into it. Let's unpack this life story.
Well, the document starts with the basics. Karl Hopf, born March 26, 1863, Frankfurt.
And died March 23, 1914. So just shy of 51.
Yeah, relatively young. The source mentions his schooling too, Musterschule, but left after Untersekunda.
Untersekunda.
Yeah.
So, didn't finish high school, maybe?
Seems that way. And then his early life sounds, well, quite adventurous, according to the document.
Right. Pharmacist in London, lived in Casablanca, India even.
It suggests someone who saw a fair bit of the world. And the document points out some unusual skills, too.
Like the fencing. Trained in it, and it says mastered it.
To perfection, yeah. And then there's the kennel. Ran a kennel in Niederhöchstadt around the turn of the century.
A kennel owner. That feels like it comes out of left field after pharmacist and world traveler.
It does add another layer, and the source notes it wasn't just any kennel. He apparently got 10,000 gold marks for one dog.
10,000. For one dog.
Yeah.
Back then. That's presented as a really significant sum.
It certainly suggests he was dealing with high-value animals or, wealthy clients. Big money involved somehow.
And later, he pops up again.
Yeah, the document mentions he appeared in variety shows as a fencing champion using the name Athos.
Wow. So, pharmacist, traveler, kennel owner, fencing champion.
Yeah.
Quite the resume presented in the source.
A very public, skilled persona.
So what does this document indicate things took a darker turn?
It transitions right there. It states the crimes happened between 1902 and 1906.
And the convictions.
4 counts of murder. And attempted murder as well.
4 murders. And
Yeah.
the victims listed are so close to home. His father, his first wife.
An illegitimate child, and his daughter Elsa from his second marriage. Just tragic.
And the method, the source describes it as poison. Secretly administered.
Yes, often over long periods. Hidden in food, in drinks. It implies a very cold, calculated approach.
Needs patience, doesn't it? And
Yeah.
constant access.
Exactly. And the document strongly links this to his marriages and, well, insurance money.
Ah, the motive. Let's look at that. First marriage. Josefa Hennel, 1902.
Right, in Niederhöchstadt.
Yeah.
And she died the same year, November 28th, after a short illness, the source says.
Short illness. And he collected insurance.
20,000 gold marks, according to the document, from her life insurance.
Okay, that's pretty direct. It's
Yeah.
presented here. Then the second marriage.
To Auguste Christine. The document says she also had health problems, but she divorced him.
And died soon after the divorce.
Yes. But crucially, the source states he couldn't collect the insurance on her 30,000 gold marks.
So maybe the divorce interrupted his plan. Or suspicions were already rising.
The document doesn't specify why, just that he didn't get the payout that time.
And his daughter, Elsa, from that second marriage.
She died in 1906. The source confirms she was one of the murder victims revealed at the trial.
Okay, so the pattern described includes his own child. Then there's a third marriage, much later.
Yes, 1912 in London, to Wally Seeweck. And the source mentions they insured themselves on mutuality for 80,000 gold marks.
80,000. And this third marriage seems to be the catalyst for everything unraveling, right?
It does. The document says Wally became ill. Severe gastrointestinal problems.
But she went to hospital.
Yes, the Deaconess Hospital in Frankfurt. And there, away from him, she started to get better.
That must have rung alarm bells.
Big ones. The document names the doctors. Dr. Rossman, a toxicology specialist, recognized poisoning symptoms. He consulted Georg Popp, a forensic physician.
So the experts got involved. What did they do?
Their suspicion led to a search of Hoff's home.
And what did the source say they found?
A disturbing amount. Large quantities of various highly concentrated poisons.
Black white.
The document lists arsenic, digitalis, which affects the heart, and unbelievably live cultures of typhoid and cholera bacteria.
Actual disease cultures.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. So many different ways to kill someone.
It shows a chilling level of preparation or maybe experimentation.
He was arrested soon after that search, wasn't he? April 1913.
That's right, April 14th. And the document adds a detail. He had cyanide on him when arrested. Police seized it.
Maybe planning to use it on himself.
The implication seems to be there, yeah. A possible escape route.
So all this leads to the trial.
Yes, in Frankfurt, January 9th to 19th, 1914, in front of a jury.
And the public was interested.
Very much so, the document says. Very well received by the public.
I can imagine. And it was a big trial.
Seems like it. Over 64 witnesses and experts called to testify.
That's a lot of people. And the trial confirmed the extent of the murders.
It did. The source states it came out that he'd murdered his father, first wife, the illegitimate child, and daughter Elsa, all with poison.
But the document highlights something else here, something about the forensics.
Yes, this is presented as a major point. Karl Hopf, the forensic physician,
Right.
he achieved something groundbreaking during the investigation, specifically with the exhumations of the victims' bodies.
Oh, is it?
According to this document, Hopf succeeded for the first time in criminal history in scientifically detecting poison in the bones and body parts.
The first time ever. In bones, from exhumed bodies.
That's what the source claims. Detecting poison, likely arsenic perhaps, in skeletal remains and tissues long after death.
That is genuinely revolutionary for the time, that kind of forensic toxicology.
Yeah.
Finding proof years later.
Absolutely. It would have provided concrete scientific evidence where previously there might only have been suspicion, especially after decomposition.
So this case wasn't just about Hopf, but a milestone in forensic science itself, based on this account.
The document certainly frames it that way, a pivotal moment for forensic toxicology.
Okay. So with this new forensic power
Yeah.
and all the testimony, the verdict
Guilty, sentenced to death on January 19th, 1914.
and the execution.
The document states he was guillotined on March 23rd, 1914, in the courtyard of the prison in Preungesheim.
So looking back at the whole story presented in this source, what are the main takeaways?
Well, you have this stark contrast, don't you? The skilled public figure, fencer, kennel owner, traveler.
Versus the methodical, hidden poisoner, seemingly driven by insurance money, according to the source.
Right, and then there's the crucial role of emerging science. Hopf's forensic breakthrough, as described here, was key.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? This document highlights the layers, the public persona versus the private actions. How much can really be hidden?
And how much relies on scientific advancement to uncover the truth, especially in historical cases like this one.
It leaves you wondering about those hidden complexities in anyone's life, and how moments like Karl Hopf's discovery, detailed in this source, changed our ability to see them. Definitely something to think about as you process this story.